The Earth is at risk because of ozone depletion. This is a global change in the atmosphere. Ozone depletion means that the ozone layer is breaking. You may not think that this is a big deal, but the ozone layer protects the Earth from the sun's rays and even more. For the past 30 years, people have been trying to decrease the damage to the ozone layer by reducing the amount of use of certain chemicals. Although this is helping, there is still a lot more that needs to be done. You may be thinking, why is trying to stop the shield from breaking so important? Well, the ozone layer does a lot to help us. For example, one of the very big things the ozone layer does for us is stop the ultraviolet radiation, UV, from reaching us. Ultraviolet radiation comes from the sun and is a very harmful ray that can cause skin cancer and cataracts. Every year, more and more ultraviolet radiation comes into Earth's atmosphere. Many people are getting exposed to this ray already. We need the ozone layer to help slow down the amount of ultraviolet radiation we are getting exposed to. Ozone is made up of 3 oxygen atoms. These gather together to form the ozone layer. As the rays reach the layer, they can either be absorbed by the ozone or, depending on how strong the ozone is, start chipping away at it, making the area have little protection. The main culprit of ozone destruction is chlorofluorocarbons, or otherwise known as CFCs. These compounds are used in air conditioners, refrigerators, as cleaning for electronic parts, and in aerosol sprays, such as deodorants. Most chemicals in the air eventually break down. The CFCs, however, can rise all the way up to the stratosphere and last for decades before they break. These CFCs in the stratosphere can break down by ultraviolet radiation. They break into the atoms such as chlorine. Then the chlorine can break apart the ozone into single oxygen atoms. This is how the hole in the ozone layer formed. Hole means that this area is reduced in the amount of ozone. In 1970, scientists observed that the ozone layer above Antarctica is growing thinner each year. How are we trying to stop this issue of CFCs? Well, for a start, in the late 1970s, the United States and other countries banned some uses of CFCs in aerosol sprays. Between the late 1900s and now, some nations decided to decrease the amount of CFCs, and some nations have actually stopped the production of CFCs. This act is being taken worldwide and will slow down the use of CFCs. When the amount of CFCs in the stratosphere downsizes, the ozone layer can be rebuilt and stop more UV from light from coming into Earth's atmosphere. Ozone depletion is a very serious problem that many people take for granted. If our ozone layer keeps getting destroyed, then soon more and more UV light will come in and harm the environment. Ultraviolet light is a harmful ray from the sun that can cause skin cancer and cataracts. The main cause of this destruction of our ozone layer is chlorofluorocarbons. These can be found in everyday use items. Countries are already banning the use of CFCs, but not much can be done if only a few countries try to stop it. This is a worldwide problem. Together, we can stop the use of CFCs, the main culprit, and rebuild our ozone layer.